Yo, YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Kari here, back again with another video. So I got an interesting topic for y'all today. Today, I'm gonna talk about the 5 reasons why Medellin has become an expat hub, in my opinion, right? And this is in no particular order. I'm gonna just list the 5 that came to mind when I kind of thought about this topic. So there were 5 reasons that Medellin went from being a place where hardly anybody wanted to go. You know, there was a lot of fear around the country, and Medellin, because of that, was like a diamond in the rough because the country had developed a bad rap. So the city, which happened to be one of the best cities in the world, ended up being overlooked because of what was going on in the country as a whole, you know. I can't say just in Medellin. I know they were a big player in whatever was going on, but, you know, at this point, it's changed a lot. There's a few things that really stick out to me as a reason why people are flocking to the city in very high numbers in recent years. So I'm gonna list out the 5 reasons that I feel like all this is happening. And you guys let me know what you think in the comments, okay? Give me a like if you like this type of topic and everything. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Let's get into the first reason I think Medellin has become one of the major destinations for expats. The climate, guys. The climate is key out here. There's no place that really has this type of climate, you know, other than in Colombia or countries right around the equator, you know. So, and this city in particular, Medellin, has a climate that's very fresh. You always feel like the air is fresh, unless you're like around a lot of cars. Unfortunately, that is a problem now. But in general, when you're outside, the air is very cooling, and the temperature doesn't really change a lot throughout the year. So you're talking probably in like the 70s up to 80, very similar to Los Angeles, but it has more moisture in the air, I would say, than like Los Angeles. But the temperature never changes year round. It's always in that same range between like 75 and 80 during the day. It may drop down to like 65 at night in the city. So that's one of the big reasons people love this city, is because it's so good when it comes to climate. And a lot of people come from places like Texas, places like New York, places like Florida, Georgia, and it could be hot or it could snow a lot. And there's a lot of different harsher climates in the United States that people want to get away from. So I think that that's a big draw for most people, and it was for me. I really love the climate coming from Texas. Like, it was just great not to have to like sweat going outside and stuff. So yeah, big draw for Medellin. Let's get into the next item on the list. So the time zone, guys. The time zone is pretty much identical to the time zone that you'll get between New York and like Chicago. So the weird thing about Colombia is they do not celebrate, or I shouldn't say celebrate, but recognize daylight savings. So half of the year you're going to be on Eastern time, and half of the year you're going to be on Central time. So in terms of working for a company, let's say, or working remotely for a client in the States, it gives you a lot of flexibility. You are able to make your schedule very normal to what it would be if you were at home, versus some places in the world where you would have to work at night, or you have to work later in the day. So it's really cool to have that kind of flexibility, and to be able to kind of service your needs in the States with the same time frame that are your waking hours in Colombia. So it's really cool to kind of feel like you're still in the United States and be in a whole different world, though. That's one advantage that Medellin definitely has going for it. I believe that's the top reason that a lot of Americans especially flock to the region. So with the time zone, I should also say proximity and like ease of getting flights too. So I think those go together. But it's very accessible overall as a place in terms of flights and time zones. So the next item is going to be cost of living, guys. So it's very economical, as they would say, to live here. The peso has shot up in recent days, recent months. Has been going crazy. Ever since they elected their new president out here, the exchange rate has really increased in the favor of the US dollar. So right now it's at the highest I've ever seen it at 4,700 pesos. So it's a good value for your money when you're talking exchange like that. My first time coming to Colombia in 2016, the exchange rate was 2,700. So it's went up 2,000 pesos per dollar. So very cool. Like, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but that's not the only reason it's a very economical place. I mean, the services here are way cheaper. Talking like cleaning services, dental services, pretty much going to the doctor, anything like that. Or if you want to get something built, you could probably get it built out here for cheaper. If you want to get an oil change, it should be cheaper here. Things just like general service items. Unfortunately, a lot of technology, cars, and some other items are a lot more expensive here than they would be in the States. So that does offset the cost of living a little bit, but those items you might buy once or twice. They're not items that you're necessarily buying every day. And when you talk about like how food is cheaper here, how not just services, but yeah, food is way cheaper here. These types of things like your everyday cost of living are cheaper here. Your internet service is cheaper here. Your phone bill is cheaper here. All that type of stuff is going to be cheaper. So that accumulates a lot more because you're lowering your monthly spend essentially. Housing is a big one. I even talk about housing, but yeah, housing is a bit cheaper here. Even gasoline is a bit cheaper here. So especially with the exchange rate where it is right now, even items that were more expensive here are starting to level out. So it's very good. The cost of living is, if you earn in dollars and or pounds or euros or something like that, you should do pretty good when it comes to the exchange rate and being able to afford what you need. All right, so moving on to the fourth item on the list today is going to be nightlife and dating scene. So guys, we all know that Colombia has a vibrant nightlife and they have a vibrant dating scene, right? I think they have, I'm not sure the percentage, but they have slightly more women than men, supposedly, in the country. So that, along with the vibrancy of just the Latino woman and whatnot, creates a very enticing environment for a lot of people coming from the States or other countries like in Europe and stuff, what they would call gringos. So with that, you got all different levels of partying in terms of spending money. You could go sit and chill with a group of 4 and spend maybe 80 mil on a bottle of rum, and everybody chip in $4 or so, $3 or $4, and have a great night. Or you could go all out, go into the most exclusive restaurants, go into the most exclusive bars and clubs, and spend $1,000, $2,000 a night. So it really depends on your budget, but they really got something for everybody. A lot of times, like, the women are so chill out here and cool, as long as you could speak Spanish and you know how to really talk to them, and then they're cool doing the cheap options. They don't really and that's a way for you to tell what type of girl you're dealing with. In my opinion, it's a good way to test, like, what type of girl you're dealing with and what she might like to do. If a girl always wants to go to the most exclusive spots, isn't cool hitting like a spot that has really good food but isn't like a big famous Instagram spot or something like that, then I could let you know that she just wants to, like, show out. You know what I mean? She just doing it for the gram, basically, so she could say she, you know, somebody took it here or whatnot. You know, it's crazy. But anyway, that's a topic for a different day. And the nightlife and the dating scene is just great here, man. Tons of great clubs. This is the reggaeton capital of the world, if you ask me. Well, I'd say the capital is shared between Puerto Rico and here. But in terms of South America, everything other than Puerto Rico, I think Medellin is next up. So it's popping out here. There's always something to do. Another reason, as we get into the last final reason, is gonna be it's a great place to learn Spanish. That is another reason why I moved out here originally. My plan was to learn Spanish. I wanted a place where I could go, feel comfortable, learn Spanish, and have money, you know, save some money and whatnot to put into my Spanish classes and stuff. So that's what made Medellin really cool. And I wanted to learn this particular type of Spanish because I heard it was one of the more proper Spanishes to learn, whereas though some other countries, they speak type of Spanish that is more specific to their region and is more limited and it's not as understood in other places. So that's number 5 right there. It's a great place to learn Spanish, guys. And that's what I recommend you guys do if you do come out here. I know some great Spanish programs, so if you do need to know the best of the best in terms of learning Spanish quickly, being able to speak quickly, hit me up on Instagram at kari.hq and I'll help you out. And then so I'm gonna give you a bonus, okay? You know, a bonus item on the list. Colombia has a lot of visa options. Currently, they just updated some of their visa options. I'm not gonna go through it. This video is not really for that, but they have a lot of visa options recently that they've opened up and made available for a lot of different situations, whether you have retirement money coming in or if you want to invest in property or if you want to start a business. Well, they have a new expat visa. So there's a lot of options. I have a law firm that if you need a law firm, hit me up as well. They'll help you out with whatever type of visa you need help with. So yeah, guys, that was the bonus. And this video, just want to help some people out, man, put out some information and let people know why everybody's coming to Colombia. Because maybe your family or somebody you know just left for Colombia and they're never coming back. So yeah, this is why. Those are the main 5 reasons with a bonus. And go ahead, like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel, show your boy some love, man. We out. Peace.